Welcome back, the Wave Riders, and hello everyone to the second part of this Python lectures. So, we're back with the second part. I'm sorry about the first part. It was horrible. I know it was horrible, and we couldn't do anything about it. Our microphone was horrible. Fast forward. In this episode, we are going to open some mysteries of data structures like lists and dictionaries, which discover the power of the loops in more details in Python. Last episode, you might not have understood a lot, but we're gonna kick off by revisiting lists one more time. And last time, we introduced lists as a way to store multiple items in a single variable, but today, we'll explore how to manipulate these lists. Then we have the introduction to the dictionaries, which will explore the dictionaries in Python, and dictionaries are used to store the data. Then we have our loops, more developed loops, of course, and error handling, which we are going to touch upon error handling, and nobody likes it when their program crashes. So in Python, we use try except blocks to gracefully handle the errors. So open your laptop, open your Visual Studio Code, put your code on fruits.py because we're gonna work on some fruits, some fruity day today, and set your environment and everything. So I would recommend you to add this, as this could be your terminal. So whenever you run the code, it will show you how's the results. And in the last session, I was a little bit mistook about it, so sorry about that. Now let's jump on. So the first part is adding and removing elements. Now, first off, how do we modify a list after creating it? Let's start with adding elements. Python makes this super easy with methods like append, bracket, bracket, or let's say just insert bracket, which this could be just blank stuff, like you don't even need it. These methods add an item to the end of the list, while insert lets you add an item at a specific position. So here's how it works. You see this code? Well, if you use this code, I mean not this one, these three lines, I wrote them before. Now we wrote out print fruits. So when you press this and then you press run Python, it says your fruits are apple, banana, cherry, and orange. Now, let's add something else. Let's make it this way. Fruits dot insert, which we said before, parentheses, one blueberry. Now I'm going to explain you why we put one here. Sorry, I forgot the blueberry. And then we get the we put this comment as we insert blueberry at position 1. Now, print fruits. So all we just do, we just replaced the position of blueberry with the position 1 here. Let's run and check it out yourself. So if you run this file, oh, as you can see, apple, blueberry, banana, cherry, and orange. So one thing you shouldn't forget in the loops. Now, always remember that your code starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So for example, if we have app, then 3, I don't know, then 2, 12, okay? Your app would be position 0, then your then would be position 1, and then your 3 would be position 2, and your 12 would be position 4. How about you try it out your own? Try it out yourself by copying this code in another way and just practicing it. Now, what if you want to remove elements? Python got you covered with methods like remove and pop. So remove or just pop. Now, what are the function of these? So we learned that blueberry, or we learned that insert just inserts one data in one position. So blueberry was inserted between apple and banana. Now, here is the thing. How about if we put fruits the remove oh my bad, banana, as we have it in our variables, and then comment, it has to remove banana. Now print again fruits. I know this is going to be a pain, but you have to do it all again because your code has to understand computers, not humans. Let's see. Oh, we got apple, blueberry, cherry, and orange. compared to our last code, which is here. I mean, our last code is here. As you can see, we added once and then we remove it once. So the thing here is that we have to remove this one and then we run it again. Run code. Oh, run in Python, of course. Make sure if you want to use this, you have to have your Python extension installed. As you can see, apple, cherry, and orange. That's it. Only apple, cherry, and orange. Now, let's try another thing. Let's do a little bit forward. Let's put popped underline fruit. So we want to see our popped fruit, right? So we put fruits dot pop, which we talked about is removing also, but it's another way of removing. Now this one, without writing anything, it removes the last item. So always remember something. Let me tell you a trick. Python, if you don't put any variable here, if you don't put 1 or 2 or 3, it would automatically remove the last variable, which would be our last variable would be cherry. Or no, sorry, it would be orange. I'm mistaking. Sorry, it would remove orange. My bad, my bad. Removes the last item, which was orange, of course. I mean, orange has been added here once, and then we add banana. All right. So let's remove this one. Then we put this here. Then we put here print again fruits. Let's see how does this work. Let's see the magic trick. As you can see, we got only apple, banana, and cherry, and we got orange removed. So even though here has been adding orange, we got it removed here. Good job. Try this at home. Try doing some examples regarding this and see how you can do with it. You just need your hands to get on this. It's gonna be easy. Now, that was our first part. All right. So let's, oh my God, what's this? Now, you took notes on this. Let's go on to our second part. We're gonna now talk about list elements. So lists aren't just containers. You can do a lot with their elements. Say you want to go through each item in a list and print it out. This is where the loops, which we touched on previously, come into play. Now, the lists. Let's say 4 fruits. As you remember in the last session, we said for lists, we have to use 4. We have 4 lists, and we have to use it in Python. Python is much more easier than any other language, you know. Fruit in fruits, double comma, then you put print I like pizza fruits. No. Just put this here and then fruits. Just leave it like that. So let's just print it out like this. We're on Python. Oh, we got an error here. What's the problem? Could be here. Somebody, there is a problem here. Somebody could help me here or not. Oh, there is a problem here that doesn't make sense. Actually, I think the fruits we had to use the last one. So, my goodness. Okay. As you can see, there has been a problem and we made a mistake as we removed our last variable. There's no way going back. So let's just move this here and then let's just give a moment to just put these old elements back. I'm going to put them all back and then my goodness, my goodness, my goodness, this is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. We have to put the first code also, like always. So let's just copy and paste it here. Sorry guys, it was unexpected. I wouldn't expect it, so sorry about it, but mistakes happen. As a born and raised man, you have to take care of your mistakes. Now, there is an invalid syntax. So what's an invalid syntax? Invalid syntax means there is a problem here. You know what is the problem? We put this right behind here, and we had to put it here. So let's run the Python. There we go. We got the results as I like pizza, which would be our fruit. What were our fruits? I like apple, cherry, banana, and well done then. Well done. Let me just remove this again. Let's run it again and see this time. Really nice, guys. Nice job. Now, this simple loop goes through the list fruits and prints out each fruit again and again. So it's basic yet powerful way to process elements in a list. We have to remember this kind of list. In our next part, we have the list comprehensions. Now, I would like to assess out the list comprehensions, which are crazy ones. I don't understand why we'll still get the error of the syntax error, but that should be fixed. But we had a syntax error, which is pretty crazy. But let's move on to the list comprehensions. Now, for a little bit of magic, list comprehension, this is a concise way to create lists. This is different from this. This is crazy list. Like, this is just crazy. It just goes on your nerves and it just knows how to make you crazy and how to make you angry. So let's just let it be like that, okay? So I'm just going to test out something else before I drive crazy. Let's try again. Oh, okay. You see, here we got it run. I like pizza, I like apple, I like cherry, and I like orange. Finally, thank God, we got our code run. Now, the problem was here that I made a mistake. Thankfully, I'm happy that I guys showed you. So, list comprehension, the difference is that here is an example I would like to show you. So, this code is kind of taking you from number to another number. Let's just do this. Squared numbers, which you know what are squared numbers, of course. We put number. I know this is going to be pretty difficult, but don't worry about it because these are just the basics. Therefore, number range just 10, and then we get print squared numbers. What were these? These were our variables as we talked about in the last class, of course, in the last lecture. Let's just show you the magic of just running this code. As you can see, it has been running the code from number 1 to 81. But how is this happening? That's a good question. Well, as you know, it chose a random number between a range of 1 to 10 to multiply by 2. It could be any number. So 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is supposed to be 2. I don't know where is it. But 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times... Oh my god, this is crazy. I don't know what did it do here. But this one is a neat tool that Python offers, making code more elegant and readable. Now, these were all about loops and everything. So you can just play with the numbers. You can just put 5. And then when you multiply it by 5, just look at the crazy thing here. It's going to be multiplied twice. So that's the crazy part. It's like multiplying 2 times. And it's not only 1 time. And you have to learn this. It's pretty crazy. I know. I'm learning Python with you guys too. I'm learning a lot. I'm trying to learn more. Now, we learned all about the elements, error handling, and our loops. Let's just get more hand on the dictionaries. Now, dictionaries are an important part of the Python. So a dictionary is an unordered collection of items, while lists are indexed by range of numbers and dictionaries are indexed by keys. So you have a word, the key, and its definition, the value. Let's just try putting a dictionary. So my dict, which is our value, is equal to, we have to always put this kind of brackets. Name is, of course, Jack. And then we got our, whoops, never forgetting this, of course. Then we get our age, which we put it like this again, to put everything in an ordered way. Age 19, then you put, don't forget the comma, city, which of course has to put the Michigan. So let's just print my dict, which is our value. Now the magic's gonna happen here, of course. Let's run our code. Oh, I forgot about the Michigan. My bad. Let's just run it again. Run Python final terminal. Oh, as you can see, my name is Jack, age 19, and city, Michigan. Now, as you can see, name, age, and city are keys, and Alice 25, Jack 19, and Michigan are their corresponding values. So as you can see, it's just printing out these values. It's not doing anything. It's just printing out some random values. But why does this happen? Well, this basically just happens because we didn't make a complete thing before. Where does that come from? That comes from here exactly. To remove this, let's just print this again. Run Python file. And as you can see, my age is 19, my name is Jack, and my city is Michigan. It's gonna print it out like this. However, dictionary is just printing out your variables without their age, without their name, without their city, just printing out the variables. Now, the next thing we can do is accessing and modifying the dictionary values. Now, um, accessing values in a dictionary is straightforward. You just use a key, for example, my dict or name, which will return your name. But let's do an example. My dict, which is, let's say age, as we wrote here, because there was nothing here to see. Now, when you put 26, you print out my dict. Let's just see what does it do. Let's just see. As you can see, nothing happened. But why does that happen? You're all wondering, why does that happen? Well, the thing here is that it's not specified about what we are doing. The computer, the machine, doesn't know what value to change. Now, if we add a new key variable or key value pair, it's just simple. Let's add a new occupation to our dictionary just to understand better. Because as you can see, it didn't print out any number. You know what happened here? It printed out a number as age as 26, not an age as 19 anymore. So we can just play with this as putting it as 32. Just run this. Even though we have our age as 19, but the Python itself, it changes to 32. We have in here as 19. Let's play a little bit more. Let's just put here your name. And then let's just put Alice. All right? Or let's just put Alice like that. We'd like to put it lowercase. Let's see. Oh, it changed my name from Jack to Alice. Age 19, City, Michigan. How crazy is that? Well, it's not that crazy. These are just basics, and you're going to learn more and more about this. Now, if you want to iterate a little bit more and understand a little bit more, we have to understand like dictionaries can be iterated over using loops. So what do we mean by this? We mean when you loop through a dictionary, you get the keys and then you can use them to access the values. For example, let's try this. For key in my dict, which will be double comment, which will be print key, and then you get comma. This, of course, we shouldn't forget this. And then remember, comma is a very important part of it. As you saw, the mistakes we made before is an important part of Python. So this is going to loop the key in my dictionary, and let's just run this and see what happens. I haven't tried this before. This is my first time, and oh, look at the crazy part. So instead of just putting our values like name, Jack, age, 19, city, Michigan, it's just giving it to us like this as a list, not as a one line anymore. You see how crazy is that? Because the Python, the machine has been learning this loop, which each key along with its corresponding value, not all in a one line so you can get confused. Now, your turn. Create a my dict, create a key, and then print it out. The next and the last thing, we got two more things to cover up. We got our dictionary methods and we got our nested dictionaries. Now, the Python dictionaries sometimes come with various useful models. For instance, keys come as a list of the keys and values as these. They return the values as a list of all values in a dictionary. So these methods are really useful for various operations you might need in your future. For example, let's just say print my dict dot keys, and then your parentheses open close, then you just put it like this. So see what happens. And as you can see, it just provides you with the dictionary keys, just the keys, not the values, as ever name, age, and city. How about if we say my dictionary, but values this time? Now if we put values, let's see, what does it give us? It was give us only Alice, 19, and Michigan. But what if we just remove this and then instead of Alice, it would just give us Jack? Let's see. Jack, 19, Michigan. That's as easy as it can be. Now, at the end, the last part, don't go. I know it's been like 20 minutes. I've been taking a lot of your time. Let's just work on the last part, which are the nested dictionaries. By nest, you might think of Nestle or just a nest of bird nest or something like that. But let's just don't forget. Nested dictionaries are not that important, but nested dictionaries are useful for more complex data structures because for now they're not important for you, but they're important to know. So if you want to get a knowledge, nested dictionary could be like nested dict, and then you open and close brackets, which are really important. And then you just put this here. I'm sorry about my coughing. Then you just put book 1 as our example, of course. And then we want to put the value of our author. Then we get author 1. And then we get our year. Then we get our year, for example, 2001. Then we get our second book, which would be our author. Let's just assume that one of these authors are, for example, let's just say Charles, just as an example. Year of published, you could just say 2007. Now, we have to, of course, print it out. Print nested dict, of course. Of course, we have to know our variable. And then book 1. I just want the book 1, right? So it's going to print out the nested dict book 1. But here, as you can see, there is a bug here. What could be our bug? Well, the bug here is comma here. You might have never noticed, but if you have more than a list, like for example, if I am going to have another list of this, which would be here, and I would just name it at book 3, book 4, I need to put comma here. Otherwise, my code is going to be wrong. So I'm just going to put book 3, and then I'm going to put Jack. No, sorry, author. Then I put Jack. You see, if I don't put this comma here, because I'm going to have another line, it's going to be giving us error. But we put just a comma. Now let's just run our file, and as we can see, let's just what happened to our code? Oh my goodness. Run file. It says invalid syntax. There is a big problem here that we cannot understand what's happening. But if you're going to find it out, it's going to be a little bit tricky. You know what's the problem? The closing bracket. Always is important. The name, what's the name? Problem solving is always important, no matter what. Let's see. As you can see, it printed out for us the values, and we could see them. The values of author 1, and here 2001. Now, I guess that's it all for this part, I guess. The nested dict, and then it got printed out the book 1. And in nested dict, each book is represented by a dictionary which is containing information about the book. Now, I guess the problem here would be here, the year, I guess. Let's just check this again. And then, no, we're getting a problem here that I don't know what's it about, but whatever. So, remember always that dictionaries are always essential in Python. No matter what, you have to know them. Like, it doesn't matter. Now, especially when dealing with a large amount of data or complex data structures, mostly this part is for the data scientists, guys. Absolutely, we can continue with this and we can explain more about it. But not today, of course. We're running out of time and I'm taking a lot of your time because I don't want you guys to be sitting down here for 1 hour getting exhausted and just thinking about this. I have to also practice more about my teaching as it's not really good. But remember, in the next session, we're going to work on more about our while loops, our infinite loops, our counting loops, and of course more and more with loops, nested loops, and this kind of stuff, which you need to know. I will try to provide you guys with a cheat sheet in my YouTube channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe, of course, to our videos. Recommend our videos to everyone. I would appreciate it, like always. And that's it. The basics of while loops in the Python. They're a powerful tool in your programming. They're amazing. And then these lists, just try to practice them all the time. Try to use examples. They're all the time projects in the internet. And if you didn't understand anything, just Google it up, as Google exists. Not ChatGPT, of course, because ChatGPT is always going to be wrong. I mean, me, as not an experienced person, I would say that. But other people might say the same thing too. Guys, great job following along today. You're well on your way to becoming a Python pro. Remember, follow with me and let's learn more. Let's make this journey happen. See you guys. Bye.